guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lexi and today we're doing another pick a card. Today's pick a card, we are bringing through messages from your shadow self. So any guidance, messages, anything your shadow self wants you to address or acknowledge, that's what we're going to be taking a look at today. So I have 3 objects for you guys to choose from. Pile number 1 is the bat. Pile number 2 is the pumpkin. And pile number 3 is the autumn leaf. So see which object you're drawn to. The timestamps are going to be in the description box as usual. And I will see you guys at your timestamps. Hey pile 1, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at what messages and guidance your shadow self has for you right now. So you guys chose the bat. I'm going to start with tarot and then we'll move on to your oracle cards. So let's get in. So pile number 1, please spirit guides, tap me into the collective of my pile number 1. Guidance and messages for my pile number 1s right now. Guidance and messages for my pile number 1s right now. Guidance and messages. We have the Ace of Wands. We have the 8 of Cups that just tried to run away. No, we don't. We have the 7 of Cups. Sorry. They just tried to run away, not the 8. Ace of Wands, 7 of Cups reversed. Pile number 1, please, spirit guides. Pile. Your cards are jumping about. Pile number 1, please, spirit guides. Guidance from pile number 1's shadow self, please. We have the Page of Swords and we have the 8 of Pentacles. I'm being told to do 5, so I'm going to do 5. So 1 more, please, spirit guides. And we have the 5 of Cups as well. The back of the deck, you have Temperance, but I'm going to have to cover her. So let me just cover her up. I'm going to put her by here. Let me actually move these over. You might be able to still see her then. There we go. We have Temperance at the back of the deck. Okay. So the first thing that I'm being told is naturally, just in your essence, you are a really unique person. I feel like the reason you incarnated into this lifetime, into this present day, was to be innovative, to be creative, to inspire people, to think outside of the box. You know what I mean? That is a big part of like your soul purpose and why you're here. That's actually a very big gift. I feel like you have the gift of being able to see from like a bird's eye view. I don't know if you guys connect to celestial, things like starseed energies and stuff, but I'm picking up like Arcturian vibes because I keep being shown the birds, so like blue avian Arcturian vibes, but I keep being shown birds and like ravens because I feel like I'm up in the sky and I'm looking down, kind of like a bat as well, because I feel like I'm looking down and I can see things from a higher perspective. And I feel like that's a really big a big gift for you. And I also feel like you guys are connected to spirit because I'm being taken there, because I want to talk about like past lives, because I'm being shown a lot of you guys in past lives where you were made to think outside of the box. You were, I'm being shown like tribes where you were the one that kind of went a bit rogue and did something a little bit different, but that was the purpose. That was what you were meant to do. I see past lives where some of you guys attained a lot of really deep knowledge or really big knowledge. I even see some of you guys working with plant medicine in certain past lives and passing messages on, because I'm being shown you being able to comprehend like a lot of I'm being shown like large bouts of energy. That's how it's being shown to me, and I see you being able to use your brain to put it in a way that it would make sense to people, right? So I'm being shown you guys just being very creative, very unique. There's a strong message from your shadow, like you're meant to be doing things against the grain. You are meant to be doing things differently. I don't know what area of I don't know what area your career is in, so I don't know, some of you guys I do feel may work with spirit. Some of you guys may be trying to blaze a path, or you're meant to blaze a path where maybe you mix 2 things together. Like you can mix music and spirituality, or you can mix science and spirituality, or spirituality and health. There's something to do with spirituality here, so I feel like there's a mixture here, because I feel like I'm weaving and integrating something. I'm being shown like a spider kind of like weaving its web. But I feel like you guys were meant to do things that were a little different, or even if you were to do something that's very traditional and very by the book, I feel like you were meant to take it and do your own thing. I feel like you were meant to take it beyond what it was and help people see it from a different perspective. And I feel like you've had this energy from the time that you were born in this lifetime, from the minute that you incarnated. I feel like you were always somebody that was going to look at things different, to see things differently, to be very creative. But what I'm being shown is, and this is where your shadow's coming in, I feel like I'm being shown somebody like a child, and I'm wearing, I don't know why it's reminding me of, like, I don't know if you've ever seen Grown Ups too, but one of the kids of, like, the parents, she has, like, these really, I'm sure they were, like, fluffy, like, pink sparkly kind of, like, boots or something like that. I can't remember, like, what they actually looked like, but I know she had, like, a pair of, like, little funky boots on, and I'm being shown, like, a child like that, like, wearing something, like, you know, walking like they're on America's Next Top Model or something like that, or just doing things that are just a little bit different, you know what I mean, or trying things that are a little bit different, or being just very, like, curious and creative. I'm thinking of, like, Alice in Wonderland, and I just keep feeling like I can feel people's, like, side eye, or people judging and, like, don't do it like this, do it like this. And I always get shown then, this is just an image that I get shown sometimes, like an origami, where I feel like I need to fold myself in. And I feel like there's a field that either you're going into or you want to approach, or it could just be your way of life, just your lifestyle. You are meant to take what you have and build something new and something fresh with it. I feel like this, it almost feels like a task at hand right now. So I don't know if this is something that you're struggling with, because the energy that I'm feeling that I'm in right now, and this is what your shadow's putting me in, I feel somewhat, like, slightly a bit depressed, or, like, I feel a little, like, apathetic right now. I don't feel inspired, and I kind of feel like I don't see almost like doorways in front of me. I almost feel like there's pathways that are shut, but I feel like it's because I'm looking at the pathways in front of me through the eyes of people that have projected on me, or put me down, or had me kind of, like, fold myself in. Because I see you, like, I keep being shown that your shadow self is, like, bringing me back. I'm being shown, like, the Christmas Carol where the ghost kind of, like, takes him back in time. Your shadow self's taking me, like, back, and I'm being, like, shown windows, and I'm peeping into windows, and I'm being shown you doing something really authentically, and people being like, why are you doing that? Don't speak so loud. Why are you so emotional for? Like, you expressing your needs, and it's like, hide them away, or, like, you just being creative. And there's something here about wearing things that you like to wear. Keep being shown clothes, like, wearing things that you like to wear, and maybe doing your makeup the way that you like, or your hair the way that you like, or just doing things that just are fun to you. And again, I'm being shown, like, skills being crafted, but then people saying you can't do it like this and you can't do it like that. And I feel like I'm taking on other people's opinions. I feel like people are putting the rule book in front of me, and it's like, you're doing it the wrong way, you need to do it like this. But your whole creative vision, your creativity is the medicine. I keep being shown a spider creating its web, like, it comes from the body. So it's like that creative spark, and all, like, that energy within, and the way you see things from a higher perspective, that is your gift, that is your tool. You're meant to do things differently. You're meant to be, like, unapologetic and do things in a way that maybe go against the grain or blaze a new path other people aren't meant to understand. And I feel like you've almost felt at times like you've needed to hide certain things away, like, hide certain parts of yourself away, or, like, box things in. And I feel like there's a pathway that, and you're not blocking anything in the sense of, like, everything that's meant for you is going to come for you, but I almost feel like there's multiple doors in front of me, but I feel like I'm putting the glasses on that only have a certain amount of vision, because other people smudged them and blurred them to make it fit how they saw my path going, or how they would like me to perform, or what they can see, when in actuality I see deeper and I can move beyond that. And there's a reference from your shadow self, because I feel like I really want to ignite, because I'm being shown, like, a flame igniting. I feel like I want to ignite my own power, and I feel like I want to take those glasses off. Now I'm going to pull some cards to see how we can do that, but I just want to channel a little bit more and see if Spirit have any messages there anyway. Ace of Wands, Seven of Cups reverse, Page of Swords. Yeah, you have really good ideas. Like, honestly, I feel like if I just told you, okay, go sit, like, in the corner of your room, or go sit wherever you feel at peace, meditate on your way forward, you know the way forward. Like, this doesn't even feel like there's anything too much like blocked like that. Like, you know the way forward. I feel like you know what you need to do. You know what you need to like blend together, because I'm being shown two pieces of like hair being braided together. So I feel like you know what you need to do, and these gifts are still there. It's almost like an unwillingness to step into it, because it's like, that's what it is, because it's not a block. This is where I was getting confused. You're not blocked in any way, but it's almost like an unwillingness to step into like the spotlight, or to step into that boldness. Because why don't we want to step into that, spirit guides? Do you see on the Five of Cups how he's like spilt the 3 cups there, and he's like that woman's just like screaming in his face? I'm hearing the song, because if you see here, the guy who spilt it, he's got his finger in his ear. I don't know if you can see. I'm hearing the Sam Smith song with Naughty Boy, La La La, and he sings, I'm covering my ears like a kid. When your words mean nothing, I go la la la. I'm drowning out the noise as you speak. And the reason I'm seeing that is because when we're here to blaze a new path, when we're here to do something different, we're meant to make a little bit of a mess and a little bit of a noise. You know what I mean? Like, if we are painting a picture and there's just nothing left to do on that picture, and it's been there for years, we need something different, we're gonna have to paint over it in white and create something new. When we want to redecorate a home, we need to take the wallpaper off, we need to repaint it, we need to remove all the furniture and start again. We need to declutter. You are somebody that picks up that rug, like I'm doing this behind the scenes, like I'm picking up the rug. You're somebody that picks up the rug, gets rid of the dust, like starts again, looks at things that maybe other people would turn a blind eye to, or would just not want to, you know, deal with, because people like to be in their comfort zones. You are somebody that likes to do that and is able to do that naturally, because I feel like you're very unique and authentic to yourself, just so that you can start again, whereas a lot of people don't understand that. And there's a reference here of you. I want to ignite, and I want to step into my own inner power, my own inner courage, and listen to my own voice. I feel like since you were young, I feel like you felt like you had to listen to other people's voice. I feel like other people have kind of projected onto you. I feel like other people have kind of shamed you for things that were your gifts. I feel like other people have kind of like put you down about certain things that you'd like to do a little bit different. And I feel like you kind of felt like you've had to listen to other people, like, this part of me is wrong, this part of me is wrong. And now I feel like I'm stood here and I've got these pathways in front of me. And the thing is, I can see the pathways necessarily, but I almost just feel like I don't have that courage in myself. That's how it literally feels. And what's interesting is I'm being told you've done some shadow work and you've already been going through a phase. I'm being shown the number 7, so it could be over the last 7 months. But this could also be something that started in July as well, where you've been doing shadow work on, I'm being shown your solar plexus area and your sacral chakra area. I'm being shown those two parts, and I'm being shown you guys dealing with like insecurities and, you know, ways, maybe trigger warning, some of you guys may have been bullied or put down or just projected on. I'm being shown a lot of that, and I feel like you've been removing a lot of that. And I feel like as you've been removing a lot of that, you've been processing feelings that you hadn't processed before. So feelings of shame, feelings of I'm not good enough, feelings like, I feel like those were feelings you couldn't process at the time you placed them down. And now that you've been processing them, I almost feel like I'm in this energy where I don't want to be seen. I don't want to get back out there. I don't want to I don't feel good enough. I don't feel that spark, and it's because you've been processing. But when we start to clear and we start to remove and we start to transmute and we remove those energies, we then have to top up our own energy with something new. So this next phase that you're going into, I feel like the reference here, because we've got Temperance at the back of the deck, I feel like this next phase that you're going into, there's a focus on building up your ego and igniting your fire, and not just doing this for yourself right now, but doing this to teach your inner child, doing this to teach your inner teenager, whichever part of you, your shadow self, to this is my factory setting. I listen to my own voice, I listen to my own rhythm, I trust myself. I honestly think that's the missing link, because I think that honestly, whatever the skill is, and this could also just be like you wearing whatever you want to wear or whatever it is. It doesn't have to just be a skill or career path, but I feel like a lot of you guys it is. But whatever the skill is, I feel like you already know you're good at. You already know you're good at it. You already know, like, I feel like some of you guys get messages from spirit. You feel very open to spirit, like in my opinion, tapping into you guys. You feel very open to spirit. You feel very connected to spirit. You feel very aligned with spirit. I feel like you get messages, you get downloads, you get like intuitive nudges. I'm being shown people getting visions, and like premonitions. So you guys are already aware that you're good at this. It's more so trusting yourself and having that courage to kind of like, I'm standing in this and this is my truth. And if somebody chucks something at me or projects something into me or tells me that this is wrong, I don't care, because they're not the one getting these messages from spirit. They're not the one that's sitting up at night creating this vision. They're not the one that, you know, like, I feel like you guys are very real, so you're very real with yourself. So I feel like you question yourself, is this right? Is this something I can do? I feel like you always bring it back to yourself and you question yourself. So you're being authentic to yourself and you have that strong moral compass anyway. So I feel like that is what we need to focus on, trusting ourselves and building up that energy of, I would just say, confidence in yourself. It's not confidence in general. I feel like you guys seem pretty confident, especially in what it is that you do, but it's confidence in yourself and in your own authority. That's what it is. It's in your own authority, because I feel like every time you've acted on your own authority and done things just because it's flown out of you, I feel like you've had people like chuck things at you or project onto you or whatever it is, and I feel like you're learning to get comfortable in your own authority. That's what it is. I'm being shown the Strength card in my mind's eye, so I'm gonna pull some cards now and take a look. I remember, like, just to give an example, I remember I'd scrolled on Reddit one time and I'd typed in my name, because I was like, I wonder if anyone's like mentioned myself. I typed my name in and there was like some lovely things, but there was this one thing that I saw, and it was somebody like, how do, because people are quite mean to tarot readers on Reddit, I've noticed. I don't look on there anymore, but there was this one Reddit person and they were like, how do some tarot readers just place like one card down and talk for 20 minutes? Like, what is that? Like, I can't remember what else they said. So I was going to comment underneath, because I love talking about this type of work, and I was like, oh, they're probably channeling, like, you know, when we get messages, it just flows through, whatever. And when I looked in the like comment section, someone was like, yeah, they're full of ish, like they lie, like no one could just, they're only putting one card down, how can they pull that much information from one card? And I'm like, no, like it's like channeling. So I really wanted to like comment back, and then someone was like, yeah, I know a few tarot readers that do this. Like, they clearly didn't understand it, and that's fine. It's just a bit ignorant to it, but that's fine. And then the person was like, yeah, are you talking about Lexi the Leo? And I was like, no, like, and they were basically saying, like, not just me, but they mentioned other people too, and that really upset me, because it's people that I love. And they were like, yeah, I feel like they just dub their voice over and just say anything. And I remember just feeling so disheartened at that point. And I remember just like, I didn't even want to respond then and be like, no, it's channeling. And I didn't even want to explain it. I felt really like bad, if that makes sense. And then I was like, am I doing something wrong? And then I remember for like a while, I was like, don't talk unless all the cards are down, and don't do this until, and I started doing that. And then I caught myself and I was like, why are you tailoring yourself to the most ignorant type of people? Like, why are you tailoring yourself to that? If they don't understand how channeling works, you don't need to explain it. Like, why are you putting yourself in a box and dimming yourself just because of what somebody else has said? And I'm really glad I caught that, because it really helped me unhook, where sometimes I would like tailor myself. If I got like a mean comment and someone was like, you're speaking too fast, and then I said I speak slow. Or I remember somebody like, that card doesn't mean that, and it's just like, I am channeling more than anything else, you know what I mean? Like, that's how I get the messages through, and it helped me unhook a lot of where people would just kind of like be mean and I tailor. It really helped me unhook it and be like, this is me. If you don't get it and you're ignorant to it, that's fine. This is how I do things. I don't even need the cards. Like, it's just that. And it really helped me reach that kind of like liberation and like that freedom of just feeling almost kind of like a slave to people's comments, you know what I mean? And I feel like you guys have probably experienced that, maybe on like a more grander scale, of people like in school, or people just like putting you down, and people, you guys wanted to like break out and do something different and against the grain. I feel like you've experienced that, you know, from other people. And there's something here about you listening to your own inner authority. That's the main thing. But let's take a look. So how can my pile number ones, please, spirit guides, how can my pile number ones, how can my pile number ones tap into their own inner authority? Guidance from pile number one's shadow self. How can they ignite this fire? How can they tap into that temperance energy and build that energy back up? How can they pour back into themselves? Hang on a minute, your cards have just run away. They really ran too. Pile number one, please. How can my pile number ones tap into their own? We have the Chariot. We have the Page of Cups. How can my pile number ones tap into their own inner authority? We have the Queen of Pentacles reversed. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. I'm just going to put 4 down here. Let's take a look at the back of the deck. We have the Emperor at the back of the deck. Okay, the Chariot, the Page of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune. I keep hearing Paint the Town Red by Doja Cat, but she's like, I said what I said. Honestly, this feels like, I feel very connected to my physical body. And I almost feel like I want to prove to myself, like, and I want to show myself, like, what I can do. Bear with me. Sometimes when we have people project onto us and throw things at us and put cloaks over us or whatever, we almost become like a byproduct of kind of like flounder into their energies in a way where we can sometimes, like, we'll have an idea or we'll want to do something, and then there'll be a part of us that's like, oh no, I can't do that because what if people think this? Or I can't do that because what if this happens? What if that happens? We don't trust that initial, I should do this, I should do that. We don't go and take that trip. We don't go and say that thing. We don't go and wear that thing. It's like we start to kind of give our power to something else. I'm hearing a lot of ringing in my ear. But I feel like I need to bring that authority back to myself by proving to myself, like, I can do this. Now, I don't know what this is. This can start small, but even if, like, you're someone that's like, I don't want to go eat by myself, like, I don't want to go to a restaurant by myself because, like, what if people stare at me, or what if people think this of me? Something small like that, it's like, I don't care, the power isn't in your hands, the power is in my hands, and I'm going to show myself that I can go and do that because I do what I want to do. Like, this is something that I want to go and eat that food. No one wants to come with me. I'm going to go and do it myself. Or I want to start horse riding, or I want to take a trip to Japan. I want to take a trip to Brazil. I want to take a trip to wherever I'm going to, right? It's like, I want to do it, but then a part of me is like, no, I can't do it because what if people think this, and what, you know, this person said that this is dangerous, or this is this, or this is that, and what if this happens, and what if that happens? And it's like, I want to prove to myself that I can do it. I want to prove to myself that I can do these things. I want to prove to myself that I can do this and make it happen. And again, I feel like starting off little, starting off small, I feel like as time goes on, I feel like it's proven to yourself, proven to your inner child, proven to your shadow self, I am my own authority and I can do it. Because I feel like I have to physically do this. I feel like I have to physically be seen. I have to physically jump out of the box. I have to physically go and do these things. I feel like in doing that, you're then, because I feel like I'm breaking a wall, but I'm doing things that are a little bit uncomfortable to me right now. But that's the point, because I need to sit in that uncomfortability. I don't need to run from it. I need to sit in it. I feel like then that's given me the strength and it's given me the confidence to go and take that leap in my career, take that leap and you know, start that job, or start that side hustle, or blend those things together, or say those things, or get that out there. Like, I feel like that then is you doing the little things for yourself first. It's almost starting to build up that bridge. It's starting to ignite that fire. It's starting to build up and feed that part of you that's looking for that level of authority that maybe you put on other people because other people told you, no, you can't do this, you can't do that. So you look to other people for, is this okay? Is this okay? You start doing it for yourself. Those little things, it starts little. I'm going to wear that today. I'm going to dye my hair. I'm going to say that thing to that person. I'm going to post that one like video on social media, or post that picture that I've been scared to post because what do people think this, or I'm going to repost this even though I normally wouldn't. I'm going to repost it today. Those little things, starting to do it in small little ways, it's bringing that energy back into you. It's showing your shadow self, it's showing your inner child, yeah, I listen to my own authority. These are the things I want to do. I can do it. Even if it's a little uncomfortable, I can do it. You know what I mean? I want to learn to, you know, ride a motorbike, whatever it is. I want to learn to ride a horse. I want to do these things. I want to take this up. And it's very like self-assured. It's very like what I want to do. Like I'm listening to myself, and I feel like the more I'm doing it, I'm feeding myself. I'm feeling more confident. I'm feeling more confident in my own energy. And I feel like that's, then I keep being shown the sun. You know, when the sun comes out from behind a cloud and like the sky just gets brighter and brighter and brighter, that's what I'm being shown. But this doesn't feel, because I feel like you've done the shadow aspect. I feel like you've already done the shadow work because you've already done the clearing. That's why there's a slight, I feel a bit depressed, I feel a bit apathetic, I don't know what I'm doing right now, I don't feel confident right now, because the energy you've just felt into it that you've been repressing, it's flown out. It's flowed out. So it's like, I've just felt it. I'm in that lower energy. I've just come out of the murky waters. I'm still a bit wet from the murky waters, still got a bit of debris on me. So now it's like we need to clean that. We need to bring that energy back. This is what's going to bring that energy back. But we have to physically do it. That's the thing. Because I tend to find when people are clearing things in their lower 3 chakras, a lot of the work needed to activate and help them is usually physical work. It's things done in the physical. And this is what this feels like. I need to be seen. I need to do things that make me feel a little uncomfortable, so that I can break that wall. Because once I've broken that wall, my inner child, my inner teenager, my shadow is going to be like, oh wow, I do listen to my own inner authority, and I, you know, this is what I want to do, and I can do this. And then all of a sudden, all of these pathways are open. And like I said, these pathways are open now. I feel like a lot of you are aware of the pathways you can go down, but there's this feeling of like I'm unwilling to, but it's because I don't trust my own inner authority. And when I start doing these little things to make me feel confident, these little things, even if I feel like a beginner, maybe you're starting the gym and you've never wanted to start the gym because you've thought, what if people think, oh, that person's like a rookie, they're new in the gym, they don't know what they're doing, they're going to be here for like a week or whatever it is that people say, or oh, that person's just started that art class, like they don't know anything about art, whatever it is, right? People project all the time. You have all of these thoughts in your head, but I feel like the minute you start to do these little things, you're showing yourself, I can do it. You're allowing yourself to be vulnerable and trust in the process. You're listening to your own inner authority. You're building that up. All of a sudden, without even realizing it, you've walked through that pathway. You've walked through that door. You've started making changes before you've even realized it. You know what I mean? And then you're in full swing. You've taken that leap. You've been blending whatever it is together. You're wearing that outfit you wanted to. You've done whatever it is you needed to do, and you're looking back and you're like, oh wow, I already did it, and I struggled before. I feel like it's I feel like whatever it is that you're struggling to do or worrying about, when you actually take the first step, I feel like it's gonna feel like a casual Tuesday, and you're just gonna wake up one day and be like, I'm gonna do this today. And you're not even gonna think about it, it's just gonna happen, to the point that a couple of days later, you might look back and be like, wow, I was really struggling with that, and I just did it that day. Like, I just did that. I just made that first move the other day, and I'm here. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what it's going to be. I feel like right now something feels daunting, or something feels like I don't want to step into that yet. I'm scared of the projection. I'm scared of what people are going to say, or I'm looking at it through the eyes of other people, and I'm allowing their words to play in my mind, and that's okay. You've been purging. And also, if you still feel like you want to be in a little bit of isolation right now, that is also okay. Isolation is sometimes part of the process. So if you still feel a bit tired, you're like, I'm not ready for that yet, that is also okay. Take your time, take as much time as you need. These doors aren't going anywhere. Little by little, just do these little things that will be slightly uncomfortable. Start with a slight, because when you start with a slight, it doesn't get so daunting at the top. You know what I mean? When you just start the gym, just start the horse riding class, just start the art class, just start the singing class, right? It's just that little thing. And like I say, it's stepping stones. So the more you step up and, you know, onto that first step, then you get to the second, third, fourth. By the time you get to the 10th step, it's like, oh wow, that 11th step that I always wanted to get to, it doesn't even feel daunting. It's just the next step forward. But when I was at the bottom, it looked like such a big leap. I didn't know if I could get there, but now I'm here, you know? And I feel like that's what's happening. Pile number 1, please, Spirit guides. Pile number 1. Guidance from pile number 1, shadow self. Yeah, it's listening to your inner authority. I feel like that's the real part of it, to be honest. Because you, to me, exude confidence in what it is you're here to do. And you also feel, to me, like you exude confidence anyway, even if you don't feel that way, because sometimes we hear confidence and it's like it gets so mushed in with other things that we can think, oh, I'm not confident because I never stand up for myself. But you could be confident, but it could just be like a wound that stops you from standing up for yourself. You don't realize how confident you can be. But when I tap into your energy, you feel like a confident person, and you also feel confident in whatever it is you're wanting to do. It's like, I don't feel confident in my own authority. That's what it feels like, in me knowing my own ropes and kind of like speaking them out, if that makes sense. I don't know if, I think I butchered that sentence, but like, yeah, it's the inner authority and their people really seeing you on that stage sort of thing. Pile number 1. I'm being shown like you, if you've ever seen High School Musical, Gabriella and Troy are on the stage. They don't usually sing. And the whole school is there and they go to sing and Gabriella like stalls and then Troy like helps her. I'm being shown like you being Gabriella, where she like opens her mouth and just doesn't speak. And I'm being shown your shadow self like Troy, helping like sing, because I don't know, your shadow self feels like we need to get this out. We need to put, I don't know why your shadow self feels like antsy, like the energy of your shadow self, because it almost feels like it's in motion, like we've already cleared this, so now we need to fill the energy back up with the right thing. Pile number 1, we have Cauldron. Bewitching, yes, it be. Blink and you shall see a bubbling desire left in the brewing rain. Anything you do, it's because your heart's connected to it. Anything you do, it's because you feel spiritually connected to it. Anything that you do, it's because there's a passion for it. You're not just going in to the beach and collecting whatever it is for the sake of it. You're doing it because there's like a passion there, there's a meaning to it. You're a very meaningful person. So when you're doing these little things, you're not following a rule book because you're not going against the rule book because it's like, I'm just doing it for the sake of it. It's not that. You're doing it because your heart's in something, like you're passionate about something. You're wanting to make that change. You're guided to it. You're intuitively guided to it. You're divinely guided to it. And I think you know that. And I think you trust spirit. You trust what you get. It's when other people start to, it's like when you know other people would view something or project something, it's like, I feel like I need to tailor it. You're learning to untailor it and be like, no, this is what I got. Trust in your own authority. Trust in that is what needs to be out there. Trust in, that glimmer and that shine. You know what I mean? That goes out there. I feel like you're trusting that within yourself. The back of the deck, you have Candle Magic. Speak your breath into its velvet. Recite along its spine all that you desire, all that which will unravel. Speak your breath into its velvet, recite along its spine all that you desire, all that which you unravel. I don't know if you guys have ever been into like glamour magic or maybe like mirror work, speaking affirmations into the mirror, talking to yourself, building yourself up in the mirror. Again, like glamour magic, because this is something about your own self-concept and building yourself up. Because I feel like I'm building my ego up to a degree. I feel like you've tailored yourself to people a bit at times. Not out of like, oh, I'm tailoring myself. It's like, that person doesn't like it when I do that, so I've got to be quiet. That person doesn't like it when I do this, so I've got to tailor it. Like, it feels like that. It's more like a trauma response, it feels like. But I feel like I want to do these, like, I feel like I want to look in the mirror and big myself up. I feel like I want to do these little things to make me feel good and make me feel confident. And if that's not like, oh, I'm putting on makeup or whatever, if that's not that, it doesn't have to be that. Whatever makes you feel $1 million, whatever makes you feel good, music, dancing, whatever it is, like, I just want to sprinkle that on top and say for you guys to do that. And again, there's just something about glamour magic or speaking to yourself in the mirror and lifting yourself up. I just feel like there's a practice here that I feel would really help you guys if you wanted to, but it doesn't have to be so spiritual, you know what I mean? Because the most spiritual thing is dance and is, laughter and is fun and joy and being creative. So that could just be like dancing around your garden, whatever it is that makes you feel good, like listening to music that makes you feel hyped up, anything like that. I just want to sprinkle more of that on top of the reading because I feel like that would really help you guys. So that is what I have for you guys. I really hope that you enjoyed. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if you enjoyed the video. And yeah, I hope you have a great morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Hey pal 2, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at, ooh, Looney, be careful. Luna's coming to say hi. Just trying to, I'm gonna move this candle a second just because I don't want to around it. We are taking a look at guidance and messages from your shadow self. So I'm going to start with tarot, and then we will move into your oracle cards, and we are just going to be taking a look at whatever your shadow self wants you to know, wants you to address, whatever messages it has for you, basically. So tap me into pile number 2, please, spirit guides, the pumpkin pile. Tap me into my pile number 2s. Tap me into my pile number 2s. What does pile number 2's shadow self want them to know? You have 10 of Pentacles reversed. What does pile number 2's shadow self want them to know, please, spirit guides? Ooh. What does pile number 2's shadow self want them to know? 8 of Cups. What does pile number 2's shadow self want them to know? 2 of Wands. Oh, that almost, I just bent that by accident. We have Strength. Pile number 2, please, spirit guides. Pile number 2. We have the 5 of Pentacles reversed. Let me just cover this one up though. There we go. 5 of Pentacles reversed. And the back of the deck is the 8 of Swords, which I'm also going to cover up as well. Let me just do that. Okay. Move these over for you. I just bent the Strength card. I hate when they have like bends in them. Oh well. Okay. Okay, spirit guides, pile number 2, 10 of Pentacles reversed, 8 of Cups, 2 of Wands, Strength, and the 5 of Pentacles reversed. Okay, you are someone in this life that I feel is meant to... Okay, I'm seeing your pathway in life, and it's literally looking to me like snakes and ladders, but I almost feel like I'm jumping from like bridge to bridge, if that makes sense. I hope this makes sense. So it's like I'm on it like an even keel, and then I'm at like where there's like a dip, and I feel like I have to jump onto the other ledge, and then I keep going at an even keel, and then I need to jump. And I keep being shown like, what are them dolls called? I always forget the name of them. You know when you like open the doll, and there's another one inside, and then you open the doll, there's another one inside, and then you open the doll. You guys will know what I'm talking about. I just can't remember the name of them. I'm being shown that because I feel like you're somebody that is constantly elevating. You're constantly growing. I feel like your mind is constantly expanding. I feel like you feel very ambitious. You feel like a go-getter. You feel very Saturnian, but also very Martian at the same time. It's like Aries, Scorpio, Aquarius, Capricorn. Those are the energies that I'm picking up on. I just feel like you're like trailblazers, and I feel like you're constantly moving upwards. You're constantly outgrowing your shell. You are just those people. I feel like not only are you very introspective, but you feel ambitious. Like, I can't settle in this dirty swamp for too long. Like, when the water gets stale, I have to jump out into another one. That's really how you feel. And there's something here about, and I'm being told this happens every time. I feel like we've been on an even keel, and I had to jump. I had to make this jump from this even keel that I was on, this ground that I was on, this smooth ground, and I feel like I've had to make this jump onto the next part. And I'm doubting myself, and I'm struggling, and I'm worrying, and I'm feeling like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can make the leap. I managed to do it because I feel like you just have this power like within you. And then it's like everything's going on an even keel again. All of a sudden you get to that bridge again, and it's like, I don't know if I can do it again. I don't know if I could do it again. And it's interesting because your shadow self is showing me, sorry guys, I was just blowing my candle out because I didn't want Luna to burn herself. But yeah, I feel like every time you reach this point, it's just quite interesting, where I feel like you've learned all you need to know, or you accomplished something. There's almost this feeling of like, I'm not settled, I'm not comfortable like where I am. Like I feel like I've outgrown my shell. I feel like I've outgrown where I'm at. I'm being shown somebody in a jumper that's too small for them. So you already have that conscious energy. You already have that understanding of like, I need to flip things. I need to grow. I need to evolve past where I'm at. I feel like I need to expand and jump onto the next ledge. You know that you need to do it, and you also want to do it. It's like there's nothing left for me here. Like the harvest has happened. I've taken all the fruit and vegetables. Like there's nothing else to juice, you know, from these trees or these plants or whatever it is. There's nothing else to come out of it. I need to plant some more. You know this, but then I feel like every time you reach that ledge again, there's almost this feeling of like, oh, I can't do that again. I can't do that again. And your shadow self is showing me, because it's interesting, because your shadow self is like, we've been through this, because I keep feeling like I want to like point your direction back to the past. I feel like I want to point your direction back to time periods where you've taken big leaps before, and I feel like the leaps in the past were way bigger than they are now. Like I almost feel the leap that you're being called to take, or something you're wanting to shake up and change, would be a lot easier. I feel like you maybe already know the ropes, or you already have done something like it before. Like there's something that this gap that I'm being shown feels so much smaller, but there's almost this feeling of like, I can't do that, and your shadow self is like literally grabbing your head and turning yourself back. Like we went through this like 4 or 5 times over, when let's just say you quit that job and went into this job, or when you bought that house or got the money to get that house, or you know, passed that test you didn't think that you would. Like you've done this so many times. You've tapped into that strength, you tapped into that fire and made this happen. You've started from the bottom, made your way up so many times. What makes you think you wouldn't do that now? What makes you think that wouldn't happen for you now? That's what your shadow self has taken me to, because I just feel like it's an energy thing. So I feel like spirit, the universe, I feel like your higher self is like, well, we've completed something. There is a pot that you have just outgrown, you know, like the plant in the pot. I feel like your roots have gone all the way to the bottom. You've outgrown it. I'm being shown like a gold star, like completed. That level is completed. You inwardly, you intuitively, you on an energetic level already know that it's time to shake things up and move forward, and you want to. I can feel that. The energy, because we've just finished a chapter, the energy around you, spirit, the universe, it's like, okay, on to the next chapter. And it's almost like, oh my God, I've got to take this leap. I don't know if I could do it. I can't do it. It's more like your mindset. And I'm going to tap into deeper to what it is. But what these cards are literally showing me, like we literally have the 10 of Pentacles with the 8 of Cups. I feel like there's something that was once fruitful for you, because it was a new beginning. It was that, you know, pot that was nice and big for you at that time. You're so dedicated to everything you do. I feel like you ace everything. You tick off everything off the list. You rapidly have gone through that. So now there's nothing else to come from that. You could stay there, but you wouldn't get any new results, and you would start to feel a little bit still. So you're being called to emotionally walk away from that, the 8 of Cups, and to evolve from that. And then we have the 2 of Wands, because I feel like there's something else that will be like a new adventure where you'll start from the beginning. And I don't mean like, oh, you've got to start all over again. It's like you're going to be able to create and build beyond what you have. When we start from the beginning, it's not a case of the plant goes all the way back to the seed again. The plant gets put in a bigger pot and grows beyond that again. And that's what's happening for you. You're being placed out of the pot that you're in. You're going into another one. So there's going to be more room, more leg room for you to grow and reach your fullest potential. You know what I mean? And I feel like whatever this is, whatever this pathway is, I see a lot of, for you, it feels like financial abundance, but I see a lot of joy for you. So I see you feeling light and happy and enjoying yourself. I see you guys feeling excited, because I feel like you're somebody that when you're growing and you're evolving and you're tapping into new aspects of yourself, I keep being shown like a butterfly. I feel like that's when you're at your best self, because I feel like you're somebody that's constantly butterflying. You're constantly shedding your skin. And I feel like that's what's ahead. But I keep being shown something to do with finances, or something big in your career, or something that's going to aid your career or just aid your finances. Or it could be like assets. So you guys could end up purchasing something, purchasing a car, purchasing a home, going traveling. That could also be something like that. But I just feel like there's something to do with money and currency, and I feel like that's where you're moving to. But I don't know why I feel daunting, because this feels new, but that's the point. I feel like you're going to grow. So I'm going to pull a little bit more and see how we can tackle why you're fearing this, but I feel like this is nothing that you haven't dealt with before. I'm being told it just always comes up. So I want to take a look at where this is coming from and how we can combat it. So where is this actually coming from, please, spirit guides? Can you take me to the root of where this fear is? Can you take me to the root of where this fear is, please, spirit guides? Pile number 2. Move that. Pile number 2, please. Can you take me to the root of where this fear is and how they can combat it, please? Pile number 2. Yeah, you literally chose the pumpkin. And for me, like, when I see pumpkins, especially in like dreams and stuff like that, or visions, they represent prosperity. They represent abundance. Think of it like a harvest, you know? So that's what I feel like is a hedge here, but there's just this fear to jump, even though you've done it so many times. Because your shadow self keeps grabbing my head and making me look back at like bigger jumps you've taken. Like way more daunting jumps that you've taken. Way more daunting leaps or goals that you've set for yourself. Like way more daunting. Goals that might have even looked impossible and you passed it. And now this goal, it's not even impossible. It may be a bit high up, but it doesn't feel like impossible. Whereas I feel like you've reached goals that felt that way before. And I keep feeling like your shadow self's like, this is a piece of cake if that was, you know, so easy for you. But where is it coming from, please, spirit guides? Get me to the root. Get me to the root of this, please. We have the 3 of Wands. Let me cover this one. We have the 3 of Wands. I don't know what Luna's seen. She's seen something that she wants to chase. Pile number 2, please, spirit guides. Pile number 2. We have the Lovers. I'm going to have to cover this one up as well. I'm thinking about getting stickers and putting clothes on them all so that I don't have to keep covering them in crystals. Pile number 2. Where is the root of this wound? Where is the root of this fear? Where is the root of the... Oh, goodness, I've just dropped the cards. Now you guys can see, I don't know if you can see actually, because where she was sitting it's gone, but now you guys can see where all the fur comes on the table, because they all play about on the table and leave their fur everywhere. Pile number 2, please, spirit guides. Where is this wound, please, spirit guides? We have the 8 of Wands. One more card, please. One more card. Where is this wound? Show me where this fear is coming from. Oh, I've got the card. And we have the 6 of Pentacles. And the back of the deck, you have the Queen of Cups. Okay, Queen of Cups, 3 of Wands. The Lovers, the 8 of Wands. And the 6 of Pentacles. You know what it is? And it's so interesting. As much as you guys grow, and I see you guys accelerating rapidly at times, like I see areas where things are smooth, you go through a rapid acceleration like process. Things are smooth, you go through that rapid acceleration process, and it keeps happening for you, but it's because you grow. Another reason you grow is because how much of a perfectionist you are and how much things mean to you. And how much of a goal-getter you are. I feel like everything needs to be where it needs to be. I feel like everything needs to be in its place. But the thing is about creating something, it gets messy. When we paint walls or we paint a picture, the paint doesn't just go from the paintbrush or paint palette or whatever onto the paper. It gets in our hands, we can drop it can get on the floor. When we're painting the wall, they can get places it's not supposed to. It happens, it's a process. Creativity is a process. When we go out into nature and we see the trees growing, they do not grow in these straight lines up with the perfect little branches. They do not grow in that way. They bend and they turn. There's this tree by where I live, the woodlands where I live, and I used to call it the pregnant tree because honest to God, it's like straight up like that, and then it has this huge belly like this with what looks like a belly button, and then it goes straight up. And my nan used to take us for walks down there all the time on a Saturday, and we'd be like, oh, I've seen the pregnant tree, and that's just come to my mind because the trees move in such different ways, but it's art, you know what I mean? Like nature is art, like, and it's not all perfect and where it needs to be. Like when you go into the ocean and you see the sea creatures and the things that grow, they're not like these perfect symmetrical things. Like they grow in different ways, like they move in different ways, like they're all unique and creative. And that's the thing, I feel like this is what stops you at times, and this is what causes you to fear these shifts, because naturally you're somebody that wants to grow, you want to butterfly, you want to evolve, you're somebody that's constantly doing that, but you are also a perfectionist. So I think your inner work, you're a perfectionist with that. I feel like reaching goals, you're a perfectionist with that. That's how you get there. I think it's one of your biggest tools, but I think there's a shadow aspect to it that I'm being shown, which is if I take this leap, things may fall down, or there may be a moment where everything may be up in the air. And the perfectionistic side, the side that feels like I need to have everything together for it to be perfect, for me to feel worthy, or for me to have everything together and for it to go right, that's the part that I feel holds you back at times. That's the part that I think gives you that mindset of like, I can't take that leap, I can't make that jump, I'm not going to be able to make it clean, I might fall over, I might, you know, there's all these feelings that I don't want to feel. It's like that perfectionistic side, so it's like I need to push it down, or I don't want to start that new thing because it's going to be like a weird process where everything isn't going to be together. But that's the point of chaos, that's the point of that shift. We, you know, when the seasons change, it's because something else has taken its form, and we need those seasons to change for the flowers to bud then in the spring. And I feel like there's something in your life right now where I feel like you've mastered, you've achieved it. We're in the summer phase, we've achieved something, we've done what we needed to do. We're going to take this platform, we're still using it because we wouldn't have been guided to it in the first place. Whatever it is that we've done, whatever this platform is, whatever, if it's money that was being saved or whatever it was, we're taking this platform, we're moving it over here, and we're going to use it as a springboard for the next phase. So what we're doing is this leap that we're wanting to make, this shift, we're going to use these tools and everything that's grown, and we're going to use it to grow and evolve beyond this. We're going to allow parts that we don't need, that we've held on to fall away, like those autumn leaves. We're going to allow them to fall away so that they can come back in another form, and we can create again, and we can build something that's more sturdy, because we've reached our limit of what we could reach in this area, whatever that is. That could be anything. That could be like a lifestyle that you have that you're getting a bit bored with. That could be a career path that you're getting a little bit bored with. That could be you know, an area in terms of like your work or career where you've like mastered a skill and you've done everything you feel like you can with it. So it's like, I'm staying in the same career field, but I'm adding to that resume, I'm trying out something different, I'm looking at it in a different way so I can build, grow, and go beyond what I've already done. Like I said, we're taking that platform, we're moving it over so we can springboard off it and do something, you know, do something different. That's what's happening here, and I feel like you're intuitively being guided. But whatever it is, because I see you getting nudges, I feel like you kind of know where you want to go, because I see you being able to see that bridge of what you need to jump onto. It's that perfectionistic stage of like, oh my god. And don't fear what I'm saying, the tower moment. It's not like you're gonna go through this huge tower moment. No, that's not what it is. You're springboarding, you're jumping from one monkey bar to the other. There is a moment where on the monkey bars you're only holding on to one. You're only holding on with one arm, but you're still holding on to the monkey bars. That's what's happening here. You're letting your left arm go from behind you. Why? So that you can swing it over onto the other one. You know what I mean? That's what you're doing. This literally is what's happening. You're not going to fall from the monkey bars. You're not going to cut the monkey bars all together and go onto the slide. That's not what you're doing. You're literally taking your arm off one thing to swing it onto the other. That's really what's happening here. I feel like you've made bigger shifts in your life, but there's that perfectionism that you have. I feel like you hold yourself to a really high degree, and I think that's beautiful. I think that's a really good tool. But art and our lives, they're going to be a little wonky. Like, they're going to go up and down. They're going to, we're creating something, we're creating a business. Like, there are going to be moments where there's a rebrand. There's going to, you know, if you look at like celebrities, for example, like if you, when Rihanna was, you know, popping out albums every year, I think it was, she would come out with like a different hairstyle, a different style. One minute she had that blonde hair with the bangs, the next minute she had the bright red hair, and she was doing all the like club songs. Like she shook it up and like shaked it up, and that's what I'm being shown. Like there's something about, like, I keep going to business and like putting something out there, because it's like I'm keeping with the same product. I'm making music, I'm making art, I'm doing whatever it is, but I'm shaking things up. This is going to take another form, and I wanted to get messy because it's like it's going to fall apart to create something new. Not that it's going to go from beneath my feet, but I'm going to let go and trust where this is taking me. And it's interesting with this because the messages for this pile, I don't know why, I've come through really choppy. Like, I'm getting bouts of messages and then it's stopping, and then I'm like, wait, what? And then I'm getting like silence, and then I'm having to tap back in, and then I'm getting the messages, and then it goes choppy again. So it's even mimicking their everything's on an even keel, and then we're shaking it up, everything's on an even keel, and then it's shaken up. It's quite interesting. But on top of that, I also feel like there's almost a part of you jumping and leaping right now. It almost feels like a test, or like this is like part of the process, because you're learning to be vulnerable and trust. There's something you're learning there, because I keep feeling like I'm only getting bloops of information and information to pass on, because I feel like I want you to almost like sit and trust that butterfly moment that I feel like you're urging and edging towards. I feel like I want you to trust that fire and that ignition for you to jump. I feel like I want you to trust yourself, because I feel like there's an aspect of you really sitting with that and allowing yourself to leap, and allowing that perfectionistic side of you, which is that, you know, that part of it is the shadow element. I feel like perfectionism can be good and used as a tool, but I feel like there's a part that sometimes will hold you back and make you feel like you can't make that jump. And I feel like you're showing that perfectionistic side of you. I'm still perfect in doing what I need to do, even when everything's a mess, because I'm meant to be taking that leap. And I feel like that's what's happening for you right now. I feel like you're being faced with opening up to that vulnerability of having things not be fully under control for a moment, while you take those leaps, while you be vulnerable and try something different, while you make that jump. Because I feel like what's on the other side of that, I see a lot of prosperity. I see a lot of, like, I'm hearing $1 million deal. Like, I'm hearing that. Maybe some of you guys hit 1 million, I don't know, but I'm hearing that because I just feel like I'm being shown coins, like abundance, prosperity, and I keep looking at the pumpkin as I say it. So I just feel like that is ahead, and I feel like that's why you're being called there as well. And I feel like you know what you need to do. It's just that perfectionistic side that's like, I don't know if I could do this. I don't know if I want to let go a second. I don't think I want to let go of that vine. I don't want to leap. What if the nut doesn't appear? Like, that's kind of like how it feels. But I feel like you listening to yourself, listening to that butterfly moment, allowing yourself to make that shift and go through that raw stage, I think that's what's going to bring this abundance in for you. Pile number 2, I'm just going to pull your oracle card as well. Pile number 2, please, spirit guides. Pile number 2. Oh goodness, what have we got? We have healer. Listen as the medicine bleeds through her. Listen as the medicine bleeds through her teeth. Even a river of mercy blessed by mother, seen only by those who hold her mirror. Do you see how she's got like the symbol on her third eye? This is the thing. I feel like you guys are intuitive. I feel like you always know your path. I feel like this is why you're always rapidly growing. I feel like you're introspective. I feel like you know what you need to do. All of that is there. There's just a part of your shadow self that hold on to a part of the perfectionism where it's like, I don't want to lose control. I don't want to let go. What if that net isn't there? And there's a reference in trusting that transition, trusting the urges and messages that you're getting from spirit, trusting that. I feel like you have everything here that you know that you need to do. It's just allowing yourself to be vulnerable and allowing yourself to loosen the reins and just trusting that there's more on that side. And the way you do that is honestly taking that leap. I feel like that's how it's worked in the past. That's how it's going to work now. And I know it's like scary, but there's just something about taking that leap and just jumping, allowing yourself to loosen the reins a second for something new to come in. Energy is always transforming. when we let go of something, it always comes around in another form. Always, always, always. And that's what's happening for you. So your shadow self here is talking about the perfectionistic side and loosening the reins. And I almost feel like the minute I'm loosening the reins and I'm like, I feel like I need to step into a vulnerability, try something new, do something new, shake something up. That's what it feels like. It's all going to just literally unravel. It's all going to literally just start to flow and unravel. That's what I feel like is happening for you. And I do feel with you guys, and that's just for pile 2, there is a choppiness. But I feel like there's a choppiness because I feel like this is something you're learning to do right now, and trust your vulnerability and trust those intuitive messages. And I don't think I'm meant to input too much. So I hope I've given you enough guidance and insight for you to feel comfortable taking that leap. Because I'm leaving this reading feeling like I haven't given you enough, but then Spirit's like, no, you've given what is needed. And I'm like, I feel like I need to give more. But yeah, there's something you're learning here that's connected to your soul purpose. Yeah, so pile number 2, that is what I have for you guys. I really hope that you enjoyed the reading. Sorry if it was a bit choppy, but I hope you got everything that you needed. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if you did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Hey pile 3, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at what guidance and messages your shadow self has for you right now. So you guys chose the leaf. I'm going to start with tarot and then we'll move on to your oracle cards. So let's take a look. So pile number 3, please, spirit guides. Guidance from pile number 3, shadow self. Tap me in to pile number 3's shadow self. Tap me into pile number 3's shadow self. We have the 5 of Wands. We have the 6 of Swords. Pile number 3, please, spirit guides. Pile number 3, guidance and messages from pile number 3, shadow self. Guidance and messages from pile number 3's shadow self. 4 of Wands reversed. Guidance and messages from pile number 3's shadow self. King of Wands and the Tower. Ace of Wands is at the back of the deck. I keep hearing like lose yourself to find yourself. You guys feel like the pile that have done a lot of shadow work and a lot of inner work, and you also feel like the pile that may have been the most in like seclusion or a little bit isolated, or just wanting to just be by yourself and not wanting to be out there as much or be seen as much, which is a normal part of healing, you know, the hermit phase. It's a normal part, right? And I feel like you guys have been in that phase for some time, and I feel like that phase feels like it's wrapping up. Like I keep being shown the scene from Moana, where the little baby Moana, she goes to the like a few steps into the ocean to get like that little heart of Te Fiti, and then the waves kind of like bring her back onto the shore when the parents are calling her. Luna's come to say hi. I'm being shown that, right? Because I know, Looney, I'm here. I feel like you're now entering a phase where you are about to really, I want to say, find yourself. Not that you haven't been finding yourself so far, but with the leaf, you guys choosing the leaf, I feel like you've let go of so much. I feel like you've let go of a lot of beliefs. I feel like you've transmuted. I feel like even aspects of your personality feel like they have been transmuted, because I almost feel like, I don't know why I feel like I'm talking to someone and I feel like I don't know how to talk to this person, or I don't really know what to talk about, or I don't know like really what I like. I don't know how to like fully connect. If some of you guys are single, it's like I don't know how I would be in a relationship now. Like I don't know how I would do that. Or if some of you guys have just, you know, been somewhat on your own, say, how do you make friends? Like I don't know how you would do that. And the thing is I see the energy taking you to a point where I see people come in for you. So like relationships and friendships, but I also see, because I feel like I've got the paintbrush in my hand, so I feel like I'm learning about myself, I'm finding new aspects about myself, I'm learning about this new version of me, and I feel like there's a lot to come. But the energy that you're in right now, I almost feel like there's a fear, because there's one of like, I don't know who I am, I feel like a blank canvas, I feel like I don't know what I have to offer, I don't know. I used to have all these like aspects to my personality, and now I don't. And it's not a case that you don't. I feel like you've done so much inner work and so much shadow work. There were things ingrained into your personality that were part of your shadow that you've transmuted. But the thing is that there's been seeds that have been planted. These new parts are going to grow. And sometimes things grow when they're activated by other people. And we all know, like, there's some things that activate when you're in the midst of something. Like, you don't know, how much you can take, or how brave you are until you're put in a situation to be that. And I feel like because you've been maybe in your own little world and been trying to ask someone's land, because you've been in your own little world and you have meant to have been in your own little world, in your own Alice in Wonderland. I feel like you've been learning inwardly and going inwardly and expanding in that way. You are now going out to the outside world, and I feel like you're going to equally, as much as you've learned inwardly and as much as you transmuted, going outside, you're going to activate so much. You're going to learn so much about yourself. You're going to have beautiful experiences. Aspects of your personality are going to bloom. They might not feel like they've bloomed right now because you haven't been put in the position for them to, if that makes sense. Like, for example, you could be the most romantic lover boy, lover girl ever, right? But you have been in connections maybe in the past where you weren't able to really showcase it. Maybe you've been in relationships where there was like a codependency or an imbalance or whatever it is. You never got to experience it, right? You've transmuted and released anything that was stopping you from stepping into that energy. And maybe there's someone that's ready to come in that is going to show you actually, they're really romantic. And then you're going to be like, wow, I'm really romantic too. But you wouldn't know that about your personality right now because it hasn't been activated yet, because you haven't had to put it into motion. The same way you may be feeling right now, I don't feel confident. I don't feel like a confident person because I just don't know who I am. But you haven't gone out there and haven't had to flex on someone, or you haven't gone out there and seen that outfit that really sparked creativity within you, that you've gone, oh my god, I really feel like I could wear that, put it on, pulled it off, walked and strutted your stuff, like, and felt super confident, like, this is me, this is my style now. That hasn't been activated yet. You haven't had that shone back to you yet. That mirror hasn't been mirrored back to you yet, but it will. And I feel like there is a fear. Your shadow self is showing that fear of like, what if I have the same connections as before? Or what if somebody projects onto me before and I feel insecure again? Or what if these things happen? But you've already put so much to bed. There's so many things that I feel would have triggered you in the past. They wouldn't trigger you now. I feel like you'd observe it. It might move something slightly within you, because sometimes it still does. But not to a point where it would be a whole tsunami, just like a little drop in a pond. Like, you'd feel it and pass through it, right? I feel like that's what's going to happen. There may be like little movements, but I feel like your shadow self is referencing there's so much out there. There's so much that's going to be mirrored to you. There's so much that's going to be activated. There's so much joy and there's so many aspects of your personality out there. But your shadow self is referencing like, I feel like worried. I feel like worried of coming out of the shell. That's is really how it feels. And there's just this, where I feel worried, there's this feeling of like a blank canvas, where I feel like I'm a blank canvas. I don't feel like, how do I put this into words? Like, I don't even feel like a person. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel creative. I don't feel like I have these, how do I put it into words? Like, I feel like I don't have these quirks, or I don't feel like I have that level of a personality, or I don't know how I could adapt. But there's something about you getting out there, the world is going to mirror back to you everything that has grown within. You may be feeling right now, I've just purged so much, and now I just kind of feel a bit like I flatlined, or I'm numb, or I feel like I'm in a void, and I don't feel like maybe I've even done that much. But as within, so without. And when you step back outside and you start getting out there, the outer world is going to mirror your inside to you. And you've done so much for your inner world. You have transmuted so much. You've cleared so much. You have activated so much within you. You've planted so many seeds that as you step out of those doors and you start maybe being a little bit vulnerable in some areas, taking some risks in some areas, just getting out there and doing little things for yourself, even if you start out small, the universe is going to mirror that hard work that you've done. And I feel like I keep being shown like inside of me like a blooming bouquet, like all of these flowers, these daffodils, these roses, these daisies, they're all blooming inside of me because the universe is responding and bringing that back to me. And it's not just happening in terms of like, oh yeah, relationships are coming in and friendships are coming in. I see you guys finding new movies to watch. I see you guys finding, you know, new vloggers to watch and clothes to wear. And if you wear makeup to wear. And this is the type of person that I am. And actually I found out that I'm like a country person and I love being by the countryside. Or actually I found that I do love a faster life and I like to be in the city. Like whatever it is that resonates for you, I feel like as you start to walk on that, as you start to just walk down the street, as you start to just get out there and do those little things, you're going to be finding yourself. The universe spirit is going to be mirroring all of that hard work back to you. So you can really see not only the seeds that you planted, but parts of you that have been buried for so long, connected to wounds and experiences that you've gone through. We all go through it. Like it's just part of life. Well, we've had to dim things, hide things, suppress things. You've cleared the way, and these things are going to start to reveal themselves to you in such a beautiful way. There's so many aspects of yourself you haven't met yet, and your inner child is saying, do not fear the end of this cycle. Do not fear the end of, the hermit phase that you're in, and don't feel as well like, I haven't done enough. I haven't, the work that I've done, I don't know if I've done enough. You going out there, the universe spirit is going to mirror it back to you. It's going to mirror these beautiful aspects back to you. I keep being shown you guys just getting involved in things that maybe you never thought that you would have enjoyed. You know what I mean? Like maybe like 5 years ago, if someone was to say, oh, you're going to like get into, water sports, or you're going to be somebody that's like really outdoorsy, or you're going to be like a city person, you're going to love being in the city and being a little bit more sociable, you would have gone and even now you might even be going don't think that's me. But you'll find that it'll activate and feed parts of you, and I feel like you're going to then feed into it. Of course, if that's not going to be for everyone. Like not everyone's going to want to be in a city, not everyone's going to be wanting to be doing water sports. Just take what resonates. It's just an analogy, but that's what I'm being shown. And I feel like the message from your shadow self is you didn't come this far to just get this far. I hope that makes sense. You didn't come this far to just get this far. Like you demolished the home, you pulled the wallpaper off, you ripped the carpets up. You didn't just do it for that process. You did it so you could create something beautiful for yourself. You're halfway there and the grafting on that side is done. Don't shun the most beautiful part of this process in regards to fearing what is next, because you're with the Ace of Wands being here at the back of the deck, I feel like there's manifestations to come in for you. I feel like there's maybe some spiritual gifts to come in for you. I feel like there's job opportunities or like an idea of where you'd like to go in your career that's going to come in for you. For some of you guys, there are relationships and friendships coming in. It's just, there's been a pile recently over the last, I would say 6 months, where I've noticed that there's been an emphasis on the next phase of the life, having friendships and connections and people coming in. So you're a bit more extroverted because you're learning that type of connection. You feel like that pile. So I do feel that I feel like you're learning from other people. People are mirroring to you. But I also think it's not just people. I think it's life in general. And your inner child is, not inner child, well, it could be your inner child. Your shadow self, it's like a fear of like, I don't want to get out there, but your shadow self is like, you didn't come this far just to get this far. Like the whole point of getting rid of everything in the house was to spark it up. Because I keep being shown somebody taking everything down, like ripping the kitchen out, starting again, and then everything's just like plain white and everything's just like empty. And then I see somebody just like, I don't think I've done enough, and I just feel like I don't know if I want to move forward from here. And then it's like, but the point was to build it back up. This is the exciting phase, this is the fun part, you know what I mean? And even if you're feeling a bit tired, you're like, oh, I don't know, take your time, just start slow, move slowly, you know what I mean? And like I said, I think it was pile number 2, I said there is sometimes a phase where we're just a little bit tired and we need a bit of respite. If you need to do that, that's also fine. You're on your own time and nobody else's. But I just feel like little things, just starting to get out there slightly, or trying out some new movies that you never would have thought of, or, you know, even if you just want to still do it in your home right now, trying out some TV shows and movies, or maybe doing an online shop in a store you've never gone on to, or watching a couple of new vlogs and seeing what other people have to say. I feel like just little things like that to start, and I feel like it's going to build and build, it's going to snowball, and then I feel like you're going to be wanting to really get out there, and I feel like you're going to be meeting people and connecting with people, and I feel like it's going to grow from there. And I just see life really mirroring back a lot to you that I feel like you've already seeded within yourself. That's what this feels like. And Luna agrees, don't you, Looney? Do you agree? Yeah, Luna agrees. Yay. Okay, so let's pull your oracle card. I don't think it's anything I think like the reason your shadow self isn't like you need to do this and you need to do that and you need to transmute or whatever is because you've done that. So the shadow self itself is kind of like rapidly grown with you and transmuted. So now it's like, okay, now I'm meant to be in that giving energy and pouring into the home, you know what I mean? And when I say home, it's the analogy for just doing the little things that bring joy to you or are fun to you, like even if it starts small. I remember when I went through an ego death, and I remember like, I was someone that was never in touch with my needs, and I remember going into a store to get like a deodorant, and like for the first time it was like, what deodorant do I like? And I'd always just got like the spray aerosols because that was just like what was handed to me, like, yeah, I get that. So it was always in my brain like, I just get this. And for the first time I was like, what do I like? What deodorant do I like? And I remember being like, I don't think I like aerosols, I like the roll-on deodorants. And I remember just and I sound so silly, but like I remember just in like my mind like, no, I like roll-ons. And just that one thing being mine of like, no, I'm a roll-on girl, like I like that. It made me emotional, and I know that sounds silly, but it was like me tapping into my needs for the first time and being like, I like this is my thing, that's something that I like to do. And that sparked so much more, building that up or whatever. But it's just one of those things where it really does start small and then it snowballs, you know what I mean? And even if you still feel like, I still want to be a bit of a hermit right now, I'm not ready right now, I'm still breastfeeding, that's fine. That's completely fine. And you can start small with just in the home, let me try a bit of different decor. Let me watch some decor channels, you know what I mean, on YouTube or TikTok or whatever, like just little things like that. It will start with pile number 3, guidance and messages from pile number 3, shadow self. Oh, it's fallen on Luna. It's fallen on Luna. We have ritual. Can you feel them? Wild creatures linked by the very blood you will spill into your craft. A ritual of dedication to self, and those who gaze hold fire, but whose whispers carry you softly through the unknown. Do you see how there's candles all around her? And when we think of like candles, it's like activating. And when we activate that light, we light something on fire. And fire is related to like the sun energy, Leo energy, the solar plexus. It's creativity is what it is. And I feel like that's what you're going to be doing. I feel like you're going to be tapping into your own creativity and what it is that you like for yourself. And you're going to be learning who you are at your core and your fun little quirks and building that up. I feel like that's where you're headed to. And I think that's why there's just not much of a message in terms of like, you need to purge this and you need to do that, because I feel like that's what you've been doing. That's why you're at this stage of like, what color do I want the walls? What poster do I want hanging? What music do I like now? Like, I feel like that's the process you're being called to indulge in. And again, start small, start with your home comforts if you want. And I feel like it'll build out, Yeah, so that is what I by the way, it's 3-3 on here on the ritual card, so that may be a message for some of you guys. So that is what I have for you guys. I really hope that you enjoyed your reading. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if you did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you guys are watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching.